I... Wow? Uh, what do I even say, man? Like, that was... They start cooking at the start. They serve a full course meal. And then rather than just a little slice of cake for dessert, even though you're full, they bring you a freaking wedding cake and say, eat that too. I was pretty stuffed with the first little wave of all the knights and stuff overwhelming him. Then you get that red knight, which I'm like, I'm good. End the episode, we'll come back next week, we'll be hungry again. And then they just kept shoveling great sequence after great sequence down my gullet. How did solo leveling do that fight in this episode? Just, I don't even read the manhwa, man, and I know they did this shit justice. Because as an anime only, there's no way you cook this hard unless you care about the source, because holy man, like that was... I think the specific point that I can take away and say, did my eyes deceive me, is the reverse Uno. At one point in this episode, our boy gets thrown against a wall and just is repeatedly punched and attacked. And then he's sitting on the Iron Throne, and he just stabs this fool in the eye, throws him against the wall, and repeatedly just skewers him. And when it gets all squiggly, that's how you know you have a fight that's going to be living on in the anime community's memories for the rest of this freaking year. Full live reaction to whatever the hell I just witnessed in solo leveling over on my Patreon. Want to see my full link of thoughts to any of these episodes? It's over there if you're interested. So, we had this whole job change thing go on. It's a unique quest, as he points out in this episode. No timer, he could pick it whenever. Jumps in, and it's rather spicy from the get-go. Not only, like, could he not just, like, stab his way and use his instant kill abilities, like, you can't use those full recoveries. Like, it's basically like, hey, these are the types of video game levels that are more stressful than they are fun, because these are the types of situations where a lot of us gamers get through 60%. You say, okay, you know, it's been an hour, but at least we're almost done, and then we die and we have to restart the whole damn thing over. It's like, nah, I'll come back to that in a week or a month's time. Screw that shit. But our boy has to do it all in one go. Sure, he after he did the first little wave of all these knights, he got to have a little water break and stuff, and he equipped a bunch of armor, because he hasn't really experimented with equipment too much, which is good. It saved his life. Had he not done that, he would have died. I think that there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He even pretty much says it in this episode. That's like, damn, it's a good thing I equipped some of that, because, I mean, at one point, I think he said, like, he thought he lost, like, 500 health, and his arm's very badly bruised. If he didn't have shit equipped, like, I think he would have at least lost an arm. The fact that he recognizes, too, this is something that I think is underappreciated about his character, is that he recognizes where he's at skill-wise. He recognizes he can't go into that dungeon fully that he wants to save his mother. He wants to get strong enough to do so, but he ain't there yet. He jumps into this because he's got a damn quest, and he's like, sure, I'll try this, but it's like, he recognizes that thing should have killed him, and at any point easily could have. A lot of this was luck. He did have some skill, but there was a lot of stars aligning for him to get that W. And he doesn't just say, ooh, I'm so strong. It's like, I should be dead. And yeah, he's right, he should be dead. But the fact that this thing, I just have to imagine, if this isn't just like an all-powerful system at play, there's some god manipulating the chessboard, he has to be laughing his ass off. Because what in the hell is like, survive as long as possible? Good luck. You can't tell me that's not just the saltiest, like, there's good luck in terms of actual encouraging, and then there's like, hey bro, I know you already did like some crazy shit and this should be over. Good luck, bitch. It's like, you have to be shitting me. I don't even know what he's supposed to do, because I see it going two ways. It seems to be like, overall though, survive as long as possible, and I guess the amount of time he survives before it's all said and done will determine the level of job change potentially, like whatever that power or system at play will be. Seems to be my interpretation anyway, but it's like they gave him a teleport stone, and at this point just don't even give him one. He drops it every time. He did it during the Cerberus-like fight, and he did it during this. I mean, I don't blame him. I think it's realistic that you have an item, and if it's in your hand, you can drop it if you get attacked. It makes sense. I probably would drop it way more than him, but goddamn, this man just can't catch a break with these stones. But at the same time, like, if he dies here, does he still pass, right? Like, if he was to get killed and he survives for 10 minutes, does he still get a job change? Or does he have to use, like, when he's like, okay, I am done, warp out of there, here's your completion. I don't know. I really don't, but it's going to be very exciting to see what he does because he can't recover shit. He has like a couple hundred mana left. He has however much health left, and you know, he was being smart. He was using invisibility, trying to buy as much time as possible, and then the Eye of Sauron opened up and said, nah. I don't know. Like, it's wild because I didn't really pay attention to the timer of where we were at in this episode. So after he killed Buddy and got his, like, he got a bitchin' helmet. It's like plus 20 to 2 of his stats, less damage. Like, he got a good helmet. Like, that's some legendary S-rank gear for sure. But I thought the episode would end, and then they just kept going. And it's not like it dragged by any stretch of the imagination. It's just like, you could have done a third of what you did in this episode, and I would have had fun. And then you tripled that. And I'm just like, is this a fever dream? Am I imagining this? Why did you cook so hard? I thank you for it, but why did you cook so hard? And like the best part too, is that when you have episodes like these, the soul leveling fandom as a whole, they sing Kumbaya. They hold hands in harmony. Whether you're just here for the action or you're here for characterization, we all just say, damn, what a freaking episode. But as someone who, for every week, has complimented this show, and I consider my favorite things, the world, the system, and honestly the characterization, especially for a boy who literally was getting impaled in the first couple of episodes and his mindset shift and how he's evolving. That's my favorite part. If I didn't give a shit about him as an MC, I would be like, cool, action. But the reason I get terrified when things are looking bad, like, if he didn't have that armor on, I'm pretty sure he would have lost an arm. That's freaky. I mean, stuff like the whole situation with our partner and his brother and father. Stuff like that probably won't even be talked about by the masses, but it's a really good portion of the episode. I'm sure some people say, I wish we didn't see that, I just wanted to focus only on the fight. But I like those breathing room moments because I'm like, shit man, do I need to turn on the AC? What the hell am I going on? I'm like, okay, interesting. We can see the difference in, like, just the fact that these little moments, the father and the brother pretty much finished their food, and we pull away in this overhead shot, and he's barely touched his. The nervous energy of this boy, and how he's trying so hard to surpass expectations. I love little moments like those. But yeah, obviously people are going to talk about the animation and the action the most for obvious reasons, or that amazing soundtrack, but it's his voice actor that really is the star in this episode. Jesus Christ, when he was on that throne and he freaked out, I was like, sure bro, whatever you want, just don't slash me. This was a great episode. And I was told before this episode dropped, it was a couple days ago, had a lot more people say, oh man, the next 2 episodes of Soul Leveling are going to be absolute peak. It could be the most boring episode next week, and I'd leave a happy camper for this season, but let's see. It's titled Arise, and that's all I really know is that's like the mantra of this show, so arise, motherfuckers. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring the bell so you get notified when I upload more. And like I mentioned, full live reaction over on my Patreon. Hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Jessica Compton, Tiago Gramaras, and Fate. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Have a good one.